Founder of the D.A.D.L, Deron Attzs Design Label, Deron Atz, said this fashion show goes beyond fabric and outfits. It is a level of self-empowerment which is done through various artistic expressions to keep history alive.
Sometimes what could also trigger and empower that is also understanding some of the sacrifices of our people from yesterday, what they have been able to sacrifice and endure. And what we are able to do is to tell those stories. We're using theater, we're using art, we're using music, we're using fashion to tell those stories. So that is different for this, will be happening for this year 2025.
Calypsonian turned fashion designer Maria Bola Paul is no stranger to the spotlight. On the runway, the former national calypso queen traded the ink for thread in an artistic lineup of clothing and jewelry pieces produced under her brand Bold Designs.
I am a fairly new designer when it comes to clothing. I started 3 years ago with respect to jewelry designing and recently handbags. It's only 2 years now I've really been dabbling in the aesthetic of clothing. I would say if I were to describe my aesthetic, it's easy and fun and free. And I'm really happy to be a part of this experience.
Another designer and owner of Johari Afrikaans, Patrice Avril Jordan, said after starting her clothing brand 4 years ago during the pandemic, she discovered that her passion was creating Afrocentric clothing designs.
My line consists of male, female, and children's. I pride myself as an Afrocentric designer. I also dabble in accessories and footwear.
Owner of Josiah Fashion House, Halcyon Jeffries, said that although she is new to the world of fashion and garment design, she remains excited for what the future brings.
I recently joined different agencies that promote fashion for the local designers, and I'm very excited about this show in September. The piece is basically what the woman used to wear a long time, the big wide skirts, and the print on it is the woman, the African woman.
In single-handedly helping to preserve rich historical traditions of Trinidad and Tobago, Mr. Atz mentioned that the fashion show also seeks to shine a light on the 10 designers participating in this year's event.
Like normally when, your first week out of school, in primary school, they would call you to have cinnamon and salts. So, you had to get a purge out. And then, when you have to cool tea, it's between two enamel suspended in the air. And then you also have to know when bread is cooking, you have fire on top, fire below, if you know what that means in terms of that. And then you have stove iron. So a lot of this generation doesn't know the stories of those times, and we will want to tell that story inside of presenting the collections from the designers for this production.
The annual San Fernando Fashion Week, set to begin on September 24th, will be held at the Creative Arts Center, where it will display various runway collections highlighting both culture and history through art.